welcome to the Destiny Nerds podcast, episode 17. My name is Bearded Luke, and I'm here live from the internet by myself. No one else is here. Just kidding.
Yep.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Bearded Luke. Welcome to another episode of a bunch of nerds talking about this game that we adore. Let's get our hosts. Who's here? Who's here with me?
Yeah, boy, Mactics. Mactics is here. You can check me out on the Twitterverse and the Twitcherverse. Stream 4 days a week, and you should come watch because I'm a cool person.
He is a cool person.
Easy.
I'm not on camera tonight because I had that dreaded vaccine today, so I feel
you got 5G implanted, baby.
Yeah, man, and they're tracking me as we speak. So, yeah, I'm Havoc. I do things sometimes. Yeah.
All right.
That's all I got. That's all I got right now.
Well, I will say we have a wonderful guest this week. He is Mr. GM himself, Mr. I drink advanced through a straw and I also inject it into my veins. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, I opted for advanced the COVID vaccine, and now I have superpowers.
Unlimited energy. Well, tell us who you are, what you do.
Who I am. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm a software developer for about 8 hours.
Oh, really?
And then after that's done, I'm a streamer / content creator for the next 10 to 12. And generally, more of the PvE side of things. I've always loved the PvE side of the game. I dip my toes in PvP here and there. I'm nothing incredible, but
he sounds like me, guys. Like
he is a PvE, yes, Havoc.
Yes.
Havoc doesn't know the world of PvP yet. We have to introduce him to it.
He hasn't got his PV penis yet. I mean, is that what it's called? I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh.
Sorry.
Well,
just kick me off. I'm sorry.
Interrupting the man.
I'm sorry. All right.
Jesus
tell
Christ.
us more. Tell us more. I'm intrigued.
more what?
I don't know. What did we ask in the first place? I'm lost.
We asked who it was. You guys are so terrible.
I didn't say anything. Thank you very much. Don't let me in.
Mactics, my first question for you, my friend, is we want to know, when did you start streaming? How did you start streaming? Why did you start streaming? Let's hear the story of Mactics.
Yeah, why am I relevant in any stretch or by any stretch of the imagination? So I started streaming like early August 2020, so last year. So I've been streaming
Wow, so not even a year yet.
I was totally expecting to say longer than that.
No big deal.
No, yeah, not
1
quite
year,
yet.
partner.
So let's see. I think I got affiliate like 2 or 3 days after I started streaming. So I think I was affiliated on like August 3rd, right? So I started like August 1st or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea why I started streaming. Zero clue. Cannot remember. I reckon it had something to do with Garrison because the only thing that I have ever wanted in Destiny is to kind of build a reputable home for highly talented and highly skilled players. People that I liked hanging out with, people that I called family, and people that if I was walking into a Destiny activity with them, I knew we were going to beat the shit out of it, and there's going to be no toxicity, and there was going to be no bullshit, and there's we played together, not only because we wanted to get the loot, we wanted to get our raids done, but because we liked playing together, and ever since I was a kid, so I'm 23 right now. When I was growing up in the Call of Duty days, you saw things like FaZe and Optic going on, and it was just cool. It was cool to watch their montages on YouTube. It was cool to see them do stuff. I always wanted to, I wanted to be in montages. I wanted to release montages. I wanted to do stuff like that. And so I can't say for sure because I just genuinely don't remember, but I reckon me starting to stream probably had something to do with me trying to help Garrison progress in some way, shape, or form. And originally the intention was to just kind of help get Garrison more into the spotlight in any way that I could. and kind of clear up any controversy regarding us, specifically around the fake G1 situation, since it's something we were kind of dealing with when we first started. But it just kind of turned into whoa, this is really fun. I actually like this a lot. And I started making a ton of friends through it. I started meeting a ton of people through it, and slowly but surely it turned into, I don't love to use the word passion, but because it's cliche, but
well, I mean, I think we all have a passion. That's why we're doing what we're doing. So,
Right.
It's something that I am excited to do when I get off of work.
My question is, so you just said you just started like streaming last August. So did you do content creation prior to that? Like, did you do any form of content creation, YouTube, TikTok, anything? No.
Zero.
So
No.
you just jumped right in. So at that time, you didn't really have, I guess, a following at that time. You just jumped on in and.
Yeah. So I've never been a social media person, right? Like my personal Instagram account has been pretty inactive since like my freshman year of high school. So for the past like 8 or 9 years. Yeah, I don't use Facebook. I never used Twitter before I started with content creation. I maybe looked at like memes there once in a while, but zero social media.
All natural. It's basically how.
I just, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't like it. But I wouldn't necessarily say that I started from nothing because, like I said, Garrison had turned into something that was genuine family. It was a group of friends. And so, they had my back and they were ready to support and ready to help me out in every way, shape, or form from day one. Right. So I think it's really difficult as a streamer to get your first 5 viewers, right? To get your foot in the door, to, get that foundation, right? I mean, like, no one knows who you are. How are they going to find you? You're at the bottom of the directory. You don't have any followers on Twitter. You don't have any subscribers on YouTube. No one knows you on Instagram. How are you going to find your first set of people? How are they going to figure out who you are? And I didn't have to do that because I already had, 30 to 50 people who, were filtering through my stream here and there that were just hanging because they wanted to support me and they wanted to do whatever they could to help me out. And it just kind of helped me skip that initial thing. So I don't necessarily want to play into the narrative that, I came from nothing and I built this all on my own and it was a miracle run. I certainly worked very hard, don't get me wrong, but impossible without the other guys at Garrison, and there's no doubt about it.
Well, I want to hear about Garrison. Tell us how did that how are you are you like a founding member? Tell me about, is it an organization, a clan? I mean, I know a little bit about Garrison? It.
Like,
but for the people that don't know that are listening, if someone's like, what the frick's Garrison? How about you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I actually started back in Destiny 1 when clans literally didn't matter in any way, shape, or form. And it was strictly to have a cool name under my gamer tag on Xbox. Because like, you have like you're in a clan that looks like it has a sweaty name, makes you look a little sweatier, makes you look a little
Lord 426 Chief.
yeah, a bit more menacing. Yeah. And it was for me, my girlfriend, my brother, and a couple of our close friends that just played a little bit together, right? And that's all it was. There was never any intention to turn it what it is today. It was a name under my gamer tag, and it served as, a place where, we could all just be a part of the same group when we played together. And then Destiny 2 came out, and clans mattered. You got engrams from doing stuff with clannies. Like having people in your clan actually, had purpose. So, I kind of started recruiting people to the clan when that happened. People that I liked, people that, were nice. The priority was always to bring people on board that you wouldn't get into arguments with, right? People that wouldn't yell at you for, messing up a mechanic in a raid. People that wouldn't, rage quit a fire team or rage quit a trials card because they got upset at something you said or they didn't like a play that you made, right? So we kind of looked for individuals like that, and over time, the skill of the clan just slowly grew and grew and grew and grew, until eventually the bar got so high where I would say that, you know, we're probably one of the more talented groups of people in Destiny nowadays, in terms of, you know, both PvE and PvP. You know, we have some extremely talented players, and the great thing about that is that they're all great people too. They're just nice. They're fun to hang out with. They treat each other well. They treat each other with respect. And you know, now we're kind of in the spot where, like I said, when I was a kid, I always, you know, the idea of making montages and doing esports org related stuff was always so cool. So maybe subconsciously that was always the dream. That was always the goal. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm not sure what I would call us. I don't know if you would call us an org. I don't know if you would call us a team. I don't know if you just call us a clan. Quite frankly, I'm not sure what differentiates those three specifically.
Yeah.
What I do know is we do what sounds fun. We released a team Taj 2 days ago. We did that because we wanted to make a team Taj. It was fun. You know, of course, it's nice to gain new followers and people who support you and what you do. And so it's always nice to do stuff that curates that. But that's never necessarily the number one purpose. The number one purpose is always just to be a group of people that, you know, we like hanging out with and just doing fun stuff together, no matter what it is.
Dude, that's all. I watched that. Well, first I watched it on YouTube, but then I saw it when I came to follow it. Sorry, I just followed you today, by the way.
It's fine.
But I
think a funny thing about being a streamer is if you've known someone for a little bit and you're like late to the party on following them, or like, you know, oh, you know, you've been friendly on Twitter for a month and, you know, you're not following them on Twitch yet. You know, you go into their stream and you chat with them a little bit, but like you're scared to follow them because you're like, oh, I don't want them to know that I wasn't following them before. Like it's taking so long, and like, you know, you hit the button and you're like, oh, I hope they didn't. I hope they don't take it too personally. And like as the streamer, you're just like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Exactly.
Very.
I just know I popped on. I just wanted to come. I always like to come see our guests before, but I saw your stream and I was like, ooh, what's up, baby? So I was you were watching that Team Taj, and that thing was so good. Oh my gosh, I loved it. That had to take a lot of time and effort.
Agree.
Like how long does something like that take to make?
Well, I think for the editor it took about a month. I'm not sure how many like hours they put into it. But it all happened over a month. So it was edited by Call Me John, and he did a great job, obviously, at the cinematics and all the
so good.
Tiny little things to add a little bit of flair to it.
Yes.
Just, you know, we're spot on. So huge props to him. You know, we just kind of hit the clips and threw them at him and said,
yeah,
here you go, have fun.
Well, if anyone's listening to this or watching this on YouTube or listening to this on Twitch or listening to this on wherever you're listening to this to, we're going to link this specific Team Taj so you can watch it. That way you're not like, or you can just look up, they just look up Garrison on YouTube and they can find it?
If you look up like Clan Garrison, Destiny, Team Taj, that should be the first thing that pops up.
Dude, that's dope. I did not realize you started this, so that's even cooler to know. I'm just learning all kinds of stuff. Well, just to let you know, I know I'm a pretty medium player, but I'm clanless right now. So.
That's the only reason we brought you on here. Here we go.
Yeah, we're like, okay, so this isn't real.
You can say no.
I got my video ready. I'm gonna play it right now. I'm just kidding.
So the clan editing. The clan invite needs to be sent in the next 5 minutes, or I'm kicked off the podcast.
There you go. We brought you on here to pressure you in live and in front of an audience. So
right, make me feel wicked uncomfortable. So I had no choice. But to throw
just
the
kidding.
invite.
I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh,
that's sweet, dude. I'm pumped about that. How about this? Tell us. I know your Destiny story is sweet. How did you start like games? Like, and it looks like you have a significant other in there playing games with you too, which is pretty sweet. But like how far back is it? Like how have you been
just
a gamer?
League of Legends. What a loser.
Right? She doesn't even play Destiny, bro. Come on.
Everybody plays Destiny.
Yeah, so my gaming story is kind of interesting. So
I'd love to hear it.
So I grew up in like the Call of Duty era, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys are kind of my age as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
No.
I'm 28.
No,
I'm 30.
I'm
Max is
23.
15.
I'm 23.
I'm 24, so.
Back
So when I was
X Jaws.
when I was going through high school, right? Or not high school, grade school. You know, Modern Warfare 2, Xbox Live. It was like that's the only thing anyone was doing, right? And my parents kind of always thought that the only purpose of the internet was for murderers to trick you into giving them your address so they could come find you. So I was never allowed to like play Xbox Live. You know, they didn't. I don't know if they just thought it was like too stupid to be safe on the internet. It was kind of like stranger danger was kind of always the argument, right? But eventually, I guess they figured out that, you know, maybe I wasn't so dumb that I was gonna dox myself to random people. And you know, I started playing Xbox Live. I started playing Call of Duty with my friends, and I totally like got lost in it and stuck my teeth in it. And socially, school wasn't the greatest thing for me, especially in grade school. I got bullied quite a bit. So being able to like come home and just like play video games, right? Like it's an escape. It's really nice to be able to just like, hey, I don't have to worry about anything else in the entire world. I just get to come home, turn on Xbox, and play some team deathmatch and go 4 and 50 because I was trying to quick scope and be cool. And you know, and it's all good. Doesn't matter. Well, in 8th grade, I was playing a bit too much, and I would come home from school, and I would get on Xbox and I would play Call of Duty until I had to go to bed, and then I went to school. And the problem with that is I didn't leave any time to do my homework. I didn't have any time to study. And so my grades were plummeting. They were down astronomical. Like, and I can vividly remember when I was in 8th grade, I had an algebra test where I quite literally like didn't even fill in like half of the questions because I just didn't know. And so my parents basically said, yeah, we're taking your Xbox away
No games for you.
Yeah, this is horseshit. You need to get your ass in gear, and you know it's time to fucking go. And I was livid, and I was like, I was so pissed. Like I couldn't fucking believe it. And I was trying to find like any way to like sneak a video game in here and there and just, you know, play something.
Oh man, come on, gotta get in that 360, man.
I know. I was like, I need my MW2. But you know, I don't know how long they took it away for. It felt like 20 years, but it was probably like 2 months. And when they let me have it back, I just didn't touch it. Like I had no interest. I don't know why. I had no interest in playing video games anymore. I have no idea why. So then I went to high school, and I was a very social person, right? I was hanging out with people all the time, every night. I was being a really good student, and everything was going well. And my brother still played video games. My brother was 2 years younger than me, and he was all about this game called Destiny. And he would tell it. My family did this like fun thing where it sounds kind of like insane. It sounds kind of like a weird family dynamic crack house type shit. But like we had this day where we dedicated an hour of that day to like all sit together in the living room and just talk about like what happened in our week and just like hang out with each other for a little bit. It was like scheduled. We called them like our family meetings or whatever.
All right.
And so we would talk about like what happened in our week, right? And my brother would say, you know, I went flawless in the Trials of Osiris. I was like, I have no idea what that means, but it sounds really cool. And my brother and I didn't have the greatest relationship when we were younger. So one day I was like, dude, I want to play video games with him because I want to have a better relationship with him. I want to feel closer to him, and he seems all about this Destiny game. So I'm gonna try and get into that. So I bought an Xbox. I bought a TV because this was Xbox One now, right? I had a 360 back in the Modern Warfare days. My sophomore year of high school, I bought a TV, or junior year of high school, sorry. I bought a TV, bought an Xbox. I was like, I'm gonna try and get in this Destiny thing. And so this was like halfway through the Taken King. So I started, the first day that I ever logged on to Destiny was spring 2016. Halfway through the Taken King.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I
was spamming it. I couldn't believe how amazing and fun it was. And about 2 weeks into the game, I heard about these things called raids, and I was like, I have to do one of these. And so I walked in. I found a group who was willing to kind of teach me King's Fall, and dude, when I did King's Fall, oh my god, like it changed my
greatest raid of all time.
Well, that's not true. Good. Wrath of the Machine is the greatest raid of all time.
Wow. No.
Wrong.
Like, no, it's not even close. King's Fall isn't even top 2, but whatever.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, let's time out.
Hot take.
That was a good podcast. Everybody have a nice night. Good night.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Number two is Spyro Stars, by the way, in case you were curious.
Oh, that's a troll. That is a troll. He's done. He is done. He's done. Good. Continue.
Number 2 is Spyro Stars.
It's not.
Best raid Destiny 2 has ever had. Not even close. Anyway.
Raid. It's a raid lair.
All right, let the man speak.
Okay.
We
Continue.
So,
just act like he didn't say anything.
Anyway, after I completed my first King's Fall, the 3rd best raid in Destiny history, I would get home from school on Tuesdays and I would do 3 King's Falls immediately.
Same.
Like I would sprint in the door and I was like, dude, let's go on LFG, baby. Let's must KWTD 5 clears at least. Like, come on. It's game time. Like I couldn't believe how
Must
much fun
have
the game
this,
was.
must be that.
Must have that.
And
Looking for Titan.
I have literally never skipped a beat from Destiny since that day. I played all through Rise of Iron. I played all through Age of Triumph. I played all through D1, even Curse of Osiris. Every season I have played the entire season through. It's just like that I couldn't believe how good the game was. And so that's kind of like my video game journey.
That's amazing.
Destiny 1 was I was the same way. I got Destiny. Destiny was I went there like the midnight release, didn't know what game I was picking up, played it for like a couple weeks, dropped it until Taken King, and like you said, I haven't skipped a beat since. I've been playing it ever since, and King's Fall best raid. All right, anyways, so we all live in the Destiny 2 world. We'll leave Destiny 1 behind. We were even looking in our DIMs from D1 before the stream started, and we're just like, wow.
All these
we didn't have as much stuff as we thought we did.
Yeah, I was.
Shoot, I didn't look at mine. I'm about to look.
I was probably so shit at D1 compared to like how I remember myself being. I was probably so garbage.
I was terrible.
Bro, I had a better Crucible KD in D1. Did you know that?
Oh.
I had like a point. No, I had like a 0.8.
I'm pretty sure I was like a 0.8.
I had like a 1.1
I had like a 0.8
in
D1.
I was worse than DC.
I was
not saying something.
Oh gosh.
We're just shooting.
now we're just
ended him. He didn't even have a chance.
No chance to even like rebuttal. Well, all right. So there's been a lot of news. We'll skip to the Destiny 2 era of this of the podcast. There's been a lot of news recently of the coveted transmog. All right, and there's been there's been a lot of mixed feelings, a lot of mixed words, I guess you could say, on Twitter, as we all might know. Mactics, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and we can talk a little bit about what you would prefer over what they actually implemented. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Respectfully,
yes.
Everyone is overreacting so much.
I can't agree with that. That was my kind of
I will agree
thoughts as well.
I agree, dude.
In every video game in the modern era, as in the past 10 years, cosmetics cost money. It is the one way that
to play games, to make money.
That every video game makes money.
Those $15 Fortnite skins, man.
You want to look different in Fortnite, you pay money. You want your gun to look different in COD, you pay money. You want your character to look different in Apex Legends, you pay money. Of course, there's certain unlockables that you can grind for.
Yeah, or you get really lucky with a pack of something.
Yeah, well, they give you the carrot on the stick. Overwatch, you level up, you get a box. But like if you want a ton of the boxes, you want a ton of skins, you pay money. Destiny needs to be able to make money, and it's a good thing when Destiny makes money. It is a good thing when Bungie makes money. I don't know why it's like this, common misconception that everyone thinks that Bungie just takes like, troves of cash and buries it in their backyard. And
man. They need to pay their workers for it.
Yeah, I
get it.
The more money Bungie makes, presumably, the more content they are able to create, the more people they are able to hire, the more games they are able to make, the more they are able to invest back in their video games, which is a win for us. That aside, we are getting, in the first season, 20 pieces of armor for free before you have to spend a single cent. I can't think of 10 pieces of armor that look good on any particular class. Yeah. And that's not a great argument that, Destiny armor is shit, so it's okay. It's not the argument that you would want to have, but 4 pieces of armor per slot, aka 4 full sets of gear that you get for free with your transmog, and then every subsequent season you get another 2.5 sets. I do not see the problem with. If you are a player that wants to be able to change your transmoggable look every single week for 52 weeks out of the year, that's your thing, right? That's good luck finding that many combinations of armor that look remotely good. But if you want to have every single option in the game available to you cosmetically, that's your choice. We've already kind of been doing that with sets that are exclusively in Eververse. But it's not like we're talking about, there's 10 new guns in the game and you can unlock 5 of them, and then if you want more you have to pay. These are strictly cosmetic differences. This doesn't affect gameplay in any way, shape, or form. And it's silly to me that people are holding Bungie to this standard that no one in the video gaming industry holds any other company or game to in the slightest.
That's facts.
Drop the mic. I know you said it.
What they're doing is perfectly reasonable.
You just said it.
I agree
that's how my brain
everything
works.
that you said. Like everything you said. My only gripe, like I think we talked about it briefly before we went live. Like how many of us here have like 4, 5, 6 different sets for everything?
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone has a set for maybe Crucible or whatever, have their,
Oh, I don't.
I have one outfit. That's it.
I have my Crucible set up and that's it. I don't even change my stuff.
I will say that.
I'm a Destiny minimalist.
I will say there is one contingency to my stance. We already have a lot of universal ornaments unlocked.
Right.
I'm assuming that we will get to keep those unlocked and that we will not have to re-unlock them. If we have to re-unlock those, that is a big problem because we already unlocked them. And I wholeheartedly disagree with that if we have to dedicate some of our 20 free unlockable slots to things that we have already unlocked in the universal armor set, right?
Stuff we bought with silver already, right?
Because a lot of it is, most of it is Eververse gear. Almost all of it is Eververse gear.
I said, I agree with everything that you said. I think the way they executed it, like introducing another currency, you got to do this to get this. Like I don't mind the chain or what you have to do it, but the way about to do it is, I don't know, man. It's a different. Like we have too many currencies as it is. I don't understand why they couldn't keep it simple. Especially for the casual new player, because they're gonna like, what the hell is this? I'm dealing with like 15 other different currencies. Now they're what as you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't have a huge problem with them adding another currency for it because the nature of having a system where you exchange X for something in the game and you can't use anything else to obtain that thing in the game. Obviously, you need a specific currency for that, right? If people have the problem that there's too many currencies in the game, I can think of 5 different currencies off the top of my head that Bungie can get rid of, as opposed to finding an alternative way to allow people to unlock whatever armor piece they want.
It should have just brought back strange coins and used that in some way.
But that would just be another form of currency, right?
It's like something we're all familiar with, though.
But you said the thing is, if new players come in, they're not going to know what to do with this new currency. They wouldn't know what a strange coin is.
They should.
I'll tell you what.
Well, they should go back to Destiny 1. This is bullshit.
Fuck them for not knowing. Get on my level. Be a Destiny veteran, and then
you mentioned the currencies that don't make sense, and I just immediately thought of Vanguard tokens. Why did they get rid of Crucible tokens but not Vanguard tokens? Does that make sense? Like I don't know why that
Is
thought
there
popped
still
in my head.
Vanguard tokens?
Yeah.
Do we still get them?
Yep.
Oh frick. Yeah,
and Trials tokens.
They
And all
just
that stuff as well,
forgot.
too,
Someone was coding and
yeah, well, they're like they changed the whole Crucible system, but they could have done the same thing to PV or to PVE. The strikes. Am I wrong?
Yeah, well, listen, you guys all complain. There's nothing for PvP. There you go. You get your little thing.
You get a free exotic now every time you reset. So at least there's a incentive
I'll tell you what.
for that.
I feel bad for people on PlayStation 4 and the original Xbox One that have to use this new UI. It's probably gonna be so slow trying to load up all these like this appearance customization screen. I could just see it being like, not me. 10 minutes later, switch to game turned off.
Especially on PS4 and shit like that. Yeah, the newer consoles, I think they upgraded that. Am I wrong?
Like, yeah. It's just
the UI is like it looks
the old.
Almost try to compare it to
the reason
PC.
it's fast.
Yeah.
It's the only reason it's faster is because of the hard drives that they're running off of, and
they're
on M.2s or whatever. But it still makes me think. Sometimes I like to think about the old PS4 people and be like, I'm sorry that you have to deal with that.
It was terrible.
I'm excited. I'm still excited about Transmog. I read the thing and I saw everyone having a heyday on Twitter about it, and I was like,
"Oh gosh,
I don't have time to even look." So I
don't care.
I don't care at all. I don't even know. Like, if I'm being honest, I don't even remember anything that I don't have right now currently that I would want to make.
That's what I was gonna say. There's not very many armor pieces that I can truly think of off the top of my head that I'm like, thank God that's coming back. Maybe a few of like the hunter pieces, like I think the chest piece from, which is even attainable right now. I just can't get a good roll on it. It's the one from the Prophecy.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me it's
slim.
Prophecy gear and Trials gear.
I love the gear on the Warlock.
Prophecy gear and Trials gear is the only gear that I can think of off the top of my head that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna turn these into universal
ornaments. I'm sure everyone has nothing before where you got a piece of gear that is a very high stat, like it's awesome, but it's just ugly as hell, and
right.
You just junk it because it's ugly.
Exactly.
Not me. I keep everything.
I was gonna say I don't know if I've junked a god roll piece of armor.
Now you have a reason to keep those because it can look like anything in the future now. So
no, but I mean, at least for the past 2 years, right? Ever since Armor 2.0, you've been able to change the appearance of any type of armor.
At least to the universal ornaments that you have.
Yeah,
but to the point where like blue gear even looks better than the freaking legendary gear. So now you can.
I disagree.
I don't know. I could name.
I don't know.
I want them
totally
hunter
disagree
boots.
with that.
I want them hunter boots. You know the blue ones that they're like literally boots that are like undone. He looks.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're like the first boots you get whenever you play D2.
Like a cowboy that's just getting dressed.
I've seen a lot of people use the first ever hunter scarf that you get, the common scarf. Make it look a little one. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm like, this doesn't look good. Why are you guys doing it? They're literally masterworking it.
To look different.
I'm like, why are you guys masterworking a piece of common armor? Makes no sense.
To look different and no other reason.
My hunter cloak has been the Iron Banner cloak that people are really, really jealous of. I've had that Iron Banner cloak on for the past maybe 3 years, ever since it came out. That's the best hunter cloak, and you can't change my mind.
Which one is it?
It's the Iron Banner from Curse of Osiris, I think.
The samurai cloak.
The samurai one, yeah.
I think I have that.
And
it's a good one for sure.
and it's the one that has like little
yeah,
metal pieces right here.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best cloak ever. You just can't until they bring back the gold wolf one from the speaker in Destiny 1. That's the best cloak in the game,
dude. Some of the Destiny 1 cloaks they could just bring them back for transmog. Oh my gosh, they're so simple. The ones that you got from the speaker.
I know a lot of people like the Vogue cloak.
Yeah, a lot of people.
We should ask you this, Mac. What are you? What do you main?
The hunter.
Yes.
Okay, good. Smart man.
Forever.
Smart man. That takes for all the bull crap you said earlier about raids and stuff like that. So you're good now.
You know,
it's okay to be wrong.
We can continue. Oh goodness.
Did you ever have more than one hunter? Like, did you ever 3-hunter it?
No.
Oh gosh,
no.
that used to be the thing.
I did it
back
in
in Destiny
D2.
1.
I did it before I like during my first playthrough.
Though, yeah.
And then I figured out, it's not an advantage.
I don't think I have ever deleted one of my Destiny 2 characters.
Ooh, nice.
Smart. It's a pain in the ass. Don't do it. You have to redo the stasis bullcrap. It's the pain. It's the biggest pain in the ass.
Well,
and I don't ever want to do it again.
I think with transmog coming, if I'm not mistaken, the only real reason to delete one of your characters was to change the gender of it.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, Bungie said something about how they're gonna allow for changing your character's like appearance, like the hair and
like other MMOs. You take like a consumable and you
Better
can
let me have
change
a beard.
the hair color and the hairstyle and the whatever. And
Yeah.
I don't know if they said anything about changing gender, but I feel like someone asked about it on Twitter one time or something like that, and they said something along the lines of like, yeah, probably. But
female characters look better.
There's
slimmer.
about to.
All the male characters just look way too bulky. I don't like it.
I love male characters, but that's just because I like to pretend I'm the character. So like,
female Titans look better than male Titans.
I can agree.
Male hunters definitely look better than female hunters.
All right.
I agree. I 100% agree. 100% agree.
What?
It's true.
Warlocks, I'm pretty sure females look better.
I feel like warlocks look the same. I don't know why. I feel like they didn't change much.
They do look very similar, regardless of which gender they are.
I have actually never heard anyone say that female hunters look worse than male hunters. I have never once heard anyone say that.
I think most people are on your side that female hunters look better. But
okay,
I'm not. Just let you know, Maddox. I'm not on your side. So
that's fine.
I never will be.
When I recover your account in trials, I'll just change it to a female.
The armor looks
you had to say that on this?
Better on the male hunters.
Oh goodness!
Max, you just failed your trial episodes. It was nice
trial
having you.
I had two. What was? Is this two?
Great, but
Oh gosh, I couldn't make it to the third one.
Me and Havoc just voted, and you're off. Just kidding.
I'm voted off. Yeah. Welcome to the new host, Mactics.
Mactics, you are the new host.
I want to ask you about your content, Mactics, because if you guys are listening, you don't know what Mactics does. Mactics, at least every time that I've seen him, he's doing helps, whether that's GM helps or that's raid helps, which I've even joined him on a raid one time. That was a lot of fun. But tell us why do you do those type of helps, and did you and do you think it helped in the success that you've had in your streaming career so far?
It makes me sad when people feel like they are not able to participate in some of the coolest aspects and activities in the game because they feel like they're not good enough. They don't have a team that they can play with. They're scared to go in LFG because people are mean in there. I hate that. I think raids are the single best piece of content that Destiny has to offer.
I can
dude, just in all games in general. It's such a unique thing.
And we talked about how I got into Destiny, and when I did my first King's Fall, my eyes like opened. I guess I want others to have the opportunity to have that same experience. I think a lot of people look at things like Grandmaster Nightfalls and difficult PvE content, and they see something that's hard and think, oh, there's no way I could ever do that. I'll never be able to get an adept palindrome. I'll never be able to get the Conqueror seal. And I thought that stuff about myself too many moons ago when I was first started getting into challenging Destiny content. My nevers were more on the side of PvP, but the principle still stands. I think anyone is capable of doing anything in Destiny, and sometimes they just need the push. Sometimes they need a hand to guide them through. And people did it for me when I did my very first King's Fall, and they took me under their wing. They told me absolutely everything. They were patient. They were helpful. They answered all my questions. And it's my job to pay it forward, even if it means doing it for years. As far as helping my stream, definitely. Offering a service is always going to attract more attention to a stream than if you didn't offer a service. And that's unfortunate because you are going to end up with some individuals in your stream that are there strictly for their own benefit, and they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about your career. They don't care about the content that you create. They want to win a raffle, get an adept piece of gear, and then never talk to you again. Mm-hmm. And that's unfortunate. That's just the double-edged sword of doing service content. And I don't blame anyone who does do that because I'm offering a service at the end of the day, and that's just the way it is. But I will say the amount of people that have come through, and even if they're the first time that they ever showed up was to get help for themselves, an overwhelming amount of people have stayed just because they genuinely enjoy the content that I have produced, and I'm very thankful for that. And not to my own horn, but I think I put on a good show. I think I'm entertaining. I think there's a good dialogue between myself and the people who watch. There's a good family style vibe in the stream. It's a fun place to be. And I think if you offer service content, but you're lacking in those other fields, you're going to notice that people come through and they get their help and then they never see you again. And that's unfortunate, but it might not be just that they only care about themselves and they don't give a shit about you and they just came for help. And it might be that they came, they ended up getting help, they watched your stream, and they, maybe they just weren't the biggest fan of it, or maybe you're not doing the best job that you can do of providing quality content and outside of helping people through stuff. And I think it's very important to remember that just because you're doing service content doesn't mean that people are going to come through and stay because they feel an obligation to help you because you have helped them. When you stream, the reason people are there is because they're looking for entertainment. And if you are not providing them entertainment, they're not going to stick around. And that's just how streaming is. So I think providing services has gotten people in the door, but I think it's my job to go beyond that and provide a quality stream to keep them in the house.
I love it. I mean, if it's a testament to show, like, you're obviously entertaining. You've been streaming on Twitch for 1 year, and you just recently got partnered, correct, on Twitch?
So I got partnered late January.
So
I've been partnered for
so it's been
it's been like almost 3 months.
That doesn't happen that quick usually, dude. Like that, there's a reason that happens. So I think that I haven't like obviously I watch your YouTube stuff, so that's how I knew you streamed on Twitch, but I don't watch people on Twitch that much. Which is kind of funny because
wow, you don't watch me every single day, every second. Like this is so.
I will now. Okay.
This is so
I'm sorry.
ridiculous, man.
Don't breathe, Mactics.
He's done. He's like, give me my paycheck. I'm leaving.
Like.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, he let the fucking call. He let the call.
How dare you?
What an egomaniac.
That was perfect.
Get the out of here.
That was good.
That was
my
amazing.
goodness. I remember, I think and correct me if I'm wrong, you got a lot of spotlight from the recent raid dropping. Is that right?
Yeah.
I remember seeing the shout outs. I think at one point you had almost over 3,000 viewers watching you do Panics because you were maybe one of the top 3 teams that made it there. Is that right?
So I think we were, and I can't say for sure because I haven't gone back and looked at every single individual thing, but I believe we were the 3rd team to beat Atrax. I think Slayerage and Gigs were ahead of us.
Okay.
And I know Slayerage wiped on the 3rd encounter right as they were finishing it to light fading because they had someone die and they weren't able to res him. They were in the little white room, like the ship was about to crash and they were about to
no.
And I saw that clip on Twitter. That's the only way I know that it happened. But I know what I know for certain, at least of the teams that streamed, and there were some teams in the top 10 that had 0 people streaming, so obviously I can't account for them.
Sure.
But I know that of the people that streamed, we were the very first team to get to Tanik's final stand.
Okay.
Is like final, 10% HP or whatever. So yeah, we were definitely one of the, front runners, and very, very close to getting world's first. We ended up placing 6th.
Wow. That's still insane.
I was saying, I'm not going to look at my chat. I'm going to be 100% focused on the raid. And we're going to do our best. But this was the first time that our team had ever run together. And so I'm not sure. I knew we were all very good players, but we're going to compete for a world's first title. It's, it's kind of, it's a dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't necessarily sure if I believed myself when I said we could do it. But I knew we were doing well. And so I just, peeked at my chat real quick. And I was like, I kind of wonder how we're doing. And I saw my chat going.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, there's a lot of people in here. And then DMG gifted 10 subs.
Wow.
And I said, while we were on Tanics, and I said, I'm not a rocket scientist, guys, but DMG just gifted me 10 subs. I'm pretty sure we're kind of in contention for world's first right now. And I just kind of, panic ensued in my head, and I just,
I'm sure.
I was shaking. I was super nervous.
And the raid, DMG jumps in chats and just throw you off.
I panicked a little bit. I was kind of getting in my own head, making uncharacteristic mistakes, and I was thinking about how cool it would be to win a world's first title while I was in the process of trying to win a world's first title, and I got a little bit ahead of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. Lesson learned. And now I know next time, under no circumstance do I look at a Twitch chat while I'm in the middle of a world's first race, no matter what. I just focus on doing my absolute best and hoping that it all comes out in the wash. But going into Deepstone Crypt, I knew that I was a good player, and I knew my teammates were exceptional players. But I didn't know how we would synergize together. And, when you're going up against the likes of, Redeem and Luminous, who took home DSC, and just the best players in the entire game, you don't know how you're going to stack up in a scenario which simply cannot be prepped or practiced for. But after DSC and knowing that we can compete and we can be in that conversation of who will be the world's first completion of this raid, I'm very excited to walk into the next couple of new raid releases.
That's sick. Are you gonna do? I know that you said new raid releases, but are you gonna have a team try to do VOG day one if you're able to do it?
We are going to go for world's first Fog, the same way that we went for world's first DSC. I will not look at my chat. I will treat it very seriously, and we will do our absolute best, and we'll try to get world's first, and we'll do everything that we can to do it. I would not be upset if we did not get world's first Vault of Glass. The community is kind of dogged the legitimacy of whether or not it's an actual race. For me personally, Bungie says it's a race. They said they're changing a couple things up. It's a completely different game. It's a completely different sandbox. It's a race, and I'm going to treat it as such. But I'd be lying if I said the fact that at least, and obviously I don't have actual numbers on this, but from what I can see on social media, approximately 50% of the community says that it is fake and means nothing and will not be remembered as a true world's first race. Having that be your first world's first would just, it'd be a bit of a bittersweet victory.
Yeah, it'd be like cool, and it'd be like kind of, people would be like give you crap about it, but you'd be like, it'd be like one of those ones where it's like really controversial, which is sometimes cool to be a part of.
It is cool. I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna gun for a VOG world's first. My dream in Destiny has to get a world's first title. Just the thought of walking out of the raid, pulling up my Twitch chat, or not pulling up my Twitch chat, sorry, pulling up Twitter and seeing Bungie tweet our names, ridiculous. Like, if I can achieve that, probably will be one of the greatest accomplishments of my life, and that's exciting. And I really only need one, right? If I had the world's first on Deepstone Crypt, I would still go for the other world's first races, but if we lost them, it wouldn't be like, it's killing me, it'd be like, dang, they played better than us, we'll give it our best shot next time. If we win VOG, I will still be just as hungry for another world's first title, and one that is a brand new raid, so that the legitimacy of the talent and skill and deservedness of our team is unquestionable.
Makes sense. I still think it would be a great accomplishment either way.
Yeah, no matter what, when you win,
100%. If you're first, but it's it's the internet. People don't.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've done 6 raids in my entire life, but that one's fake. You shouldn't be proud of that.
Sure.
Like, it's,
Let me see your fake raid bell.
How does it feel knowing that there's 11 others of those?
Oh God, you're the second version of that bell. You know that, right?
Like beat a public event by yourself, please, and then you can
turn one heroic before you talk to me.
Yeah.
Goodness. Avic, are you gonna be going for a raid race? I know you a PvE man.
My clan has never done it before.
Okay.
Just because how they would release the raids at either, way back when it used to be like a couple days into the week, it'd be like on a Friday. I know.
True.
They've been doing it on Saturday now.
I was gonna say the recent was on Saturday, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So being that it is on a Saturday, and we're, we all play D1 and very familiar with VOG. I think I'm not going to say we're going to go after World's First, but just the experience, because we never experienced it as a clan before, and we run a lot of raids together and stuff. So I think it's going to be just there for the experience. I don't think we're going to start exactly when the countdown starts. Honestly, I think our goal is I think there might be a 24-hour emblem for it, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
I'd be very surprised if there's not.
I think that'll be our goal, is the 24-hour emblem.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's how we're going to handle it.
There's been a 24-hour emblem for every single raid since Last Wish. I'm not.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably safe to assume that there will
be. I will say that completing a raid on day one is like no other feeling in this game. It's probably some of the most hype you will ever feel, and just like butterflies in your stomach. Holy crap! I just completed the hardest content, in the challenge that the company gave us. It's just a fantastic feeling. It truly is. Even though
I can't imagine what that would feel like.
I wasn't gonna say anything. Okay.
Maddox didn't even say anything.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
You're just talking about how amazing it is. You think I'm not thinking about it?
I'm just.
Let me fill you in real quick, Mac.
Let
me fill you in real quick. I've done 2 races so far, GOS. We failed because it was like the first time I'd ever played with these people in my life. And then we did DSC day one, and we went all the way till I think like 6 a.m. and I had to I work at a church on Sundays, so I had to go to work at 7. So I left, and then about an hour later, my team beat it. They got some random other person in, and I want to throw up because I didn't get it, and I wasted like whatever amount of hours, 15, 17 hours or whatever doing that.
You said you're on Atrax for what, 10?
10 hours on Atrax, yeah. I was sweating.
That's rough.
And I'm not a bad player at PV. I feel like I'm a good PV player, but holy cow, that hurt. I was like legitimately mad for like 4 weeks straight.
It was a solid month of him just constantly bringing it up.
I was so mad because everyone had it except for me.
I would just put on my emblem just to piss him.
Everyone did. So they do it still. So I probably just won't get it on purpose because it's cooler to not have it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Sorry. Anyways, continue, Maddox, talking about how amazing it is.
No, I was just saying that it's a good feeling. It's almost like, I mean, to compare it to our guest last week, we had Cheese on. He was talking about how much of a great feeling it was to bring people to the lighthouse for the first time. And like, you know, seeing that and experiencing that for the first time. It's a similar feeling, you know? Especially, I was going to ask you earlier when we talked about your GMs and your raid helps and stuff like that. How often do you think that did you take someone through their first GM or their first raid, and like how was that experience for them, if you can remember any in particular?
They mention it sometimes, like, oh, that was my very first GM. And there's no way to make this sound like, to say this without sounding like I have a massive ego, but
no, go ahead.
I've soloed plenty of GMs, right? So I've ran through them and I've done them enough where I'm confident that no matter how inexperienced the people I'm helping through are, we're gonna get it done, right? And the thing about GMs is, if one person is pulling a very, heavy load and you kind of watch them do it a lot, especially on stream. Presumably people watch my stream for at least a little bit before they jump into a run with me. You can see that the chances of failure are mitigated significantly when you have someone who knows the ins and outs of every single aspect of a particular GM, right? So, my excitement stems off the excitement of others when helping someone get through their first raid GM, whatever it may be. If they're really excited, obviously you can't help but be excited yourself. You're happy for them. You're happy that they're happy. You're happy that you helped them out, right? But I think that their excitement to some degree is dulled sometimes because when they beat their very first GM, if it goes buttery smooth and nothing goes wrong and you took care of most of the heavy lifting for them, I think it's difficult for them to get as excited, right? So I think the predictability of PvE content makes the triumph of helping someone get through it the first time is, I think it puts a little bit of damper on the excitement because they know that when they walk in, you're going to get them through it, partially because I say, hey, you come in, you're guaranteed to get your clear, assuming that, you don't leave if we fail it once or something like that, or fail twice or whatever.
Do you reset no matter what? Like if you fail or if you guys something were to happen, you just reset and you keep going no matter what? Or
if someone wins a raffle or they come in and they get a run, we run it until it's done. And usually it takes 1 try. Sometimes it takes 2. In worst case scenarios, it can take 4 if things just really aren't going our way or if I'm really kind of throwing. But the fact that I say, hey, if you get in, guaranteed you will get it done. Obviously, there's some circumstances where, it takes us a couple more tries than desirable and someone ends up having to leave because they have something to do. Right. That happens. But when you go into a flawless trials card, it's unpredictable, right?
Oh,
you don't know if you're going to match the best of the best cheater or players. You don't know if you're going to match cheaters. So I feel like getting through that barrier of will we be able to do this is exciting because the streamer can't answer with 100% certainty, yes, we will get this no matter what. Whereas with PvE content, which is very predictable, you kind of can give that guarantee, which makes the victory slightly less spontaneous and therefore exciting. But that's okay. It's, I'm sure people still feel triumphant internally, even if they don't express it too much, that they did just conquer a very challenging piece of content, even if they did have some help with it. So
nice. Now we got a few questions in chat here. One of them being more of a PvE question, which we can get some answers from. And I don't know too much about this, but someone says, what are your thoughts on some buffs to some pinnacle weapon perks like Reservoir Burst? And I believe that's one that was on the pinnacle weapon, the loaded question. Is that right?
Yeah, so Reservoir Burst was on the loaded question. I don't know.
There's some
I don't know what the projected buff was for it though.
I think it was in a previous thing I can look at here.
I'm assuming that they're not going to unsunset loaded questions, so I suppose if they're going to buff Reservoir Burst, that means they're going to be putting it on future fusion rifles that will be coming out this upcoming season. My first guess would be, obviously, Vogue is coming back, so Praetorian Foil is the first thing that I think of.
Yes, and that was the people being skeptical that
gotcha.
Specific fusion rifle would have that perk on it.
So yeah, I think that would be a very fair assumption to make, because obviously there is nothing that is unsunset in the game currently that has Reservoir Burst.
Right.
So there must be something coming in the future that will have Reservoir Burst if they're going to buff it. Otherwise, why would you bother buffing it? And a raid fusion rifle is probably a good thing to put it on.
Gotcha. Now I have it here. It says Reservoir Burst. The changes are now increases magazine size in addition to its other effects. Reduced full battery bonus damage from 33% to 25%. So it looks like it's actually more of a nerf, it sounds like, but it's increasing the mag size. And then it says wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. But I think a lot of people were looking at that as a hint
Praetorian Foil, probably.
Praetorian Foil, and maybe even Vexmith the class as well, too. A lot of people are like, oh, Vexmith class coming back, bog, all that nonsense. So I was...
Yeah, Vexmith the class is a fusion rifle, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, it's in the class of fusion rifles, but we all know it's a pew pew pew. It's a freaking auto rifle that shoots solar beams of death. If we all
Reservoir Burst on a gun structured like that is kind of interesting, I suppose. You shoot a bullet, reload, shoot a bullet, reload, shoot a bullet, reload, and that could be strong on a fusion rifle, that is more long range, like Vexmith the class, where it fires kind of like a scout rifle.
Yeah, it's an interesting, because I'm not a big PvE guy, so, and I'm especially definitely not
Yeah, I didn't think of the Vexmith
fusion rifle person either. So
for me personally, Praetorian Foil is probably the likely candidate to receive the revised Reservoir Burst, but.
That makes sense.
It could totally go on Vexmith the class too. It is technically a fusion rifle, so I don't know.
It'd be interesting how it works on the best.
I also wonder if they. I'm kind of thinking, and this probably won't happen, but what if they put the Vexmith class in the heavy slot instead of the primary?
Almost
slot?
Like a LM, like a heavy machine gun.
Like they'd switch it up.
I was thinking linear fusion.
Yeah, like a linear fusion rifle. This is literally that's exactly what I was thinking, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know what they're gonna do. They haven't said anything.
Linear fusion rifle.
Do you think they're going to say something soon?
I don't know. There's not even a date out for VOG yet, which I don't think so. Is that right?
Just not.
Correct. No. Which is
we're not even sure when it's
very not awesome.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks from now, right? Whenever the new season.
I think so. Yeah, we have.
Well, the new season, yes, it comes out 2 weeks from tomorrow.
I have a feeling VOG's not going to drop until like June. Honestly,
I don't think it'll be that late.
You think it's going to be mid-season content? Is that what you're speculating?
That's what I think it is. If they're going to do like that with new strikes to like deliver them in mid-season content, I think that could possibly happen. Honestly.
It'd be an interesting take because usually
ridiculous
because we're gonna have
mid-season content.
We're gonna have DSC all over again. Everybody's gonna be prepared for it, and they're gonna have to have some type of contest mode to make it hard.
There's only it's only a pinnacle
right
cap of like 10 plus now, too. Right? Like so, like it'll be 1320. Is what the pinnacle cap will be.
Will be the new base cap?
The base cap will be 1310, right?
Yeah.
For what is it?
1310 to 1320 is now your pinnacle gear. That is what you will need.
So
you're already at the
base power cap.
Yeah,
will be 1320, and then artifact will will take you over 1320.
Your powerful drops won't mean a single thing if you're already at 13 pin base. You can go straight to pinnacles,
which is a good thing.
I like that they're bringing that back, because they did that before, and it made it so much easier in between seasons to just like get right back into pinnacles and not do a bunch of garbage.
Right. Well, I don't want to spam comp every season because I need to
with stasis.
get 50 power levels. It's just it's silly.
Yes.
But yeah, if VOG was mid-season content, that means either DSC will continue to drop pinnacle drops, which means in a way we're doing the same thing that we've done the past 2 seasons to level up for pinnacles, which is, you haven't accomplished what you set out to do in changing the formula, which I guess you really wouldn't, because it would still be do raids for pinnacles. It's just a different raid this time, but that's a little easier to swallow. But if it's mid-season content and they're just saying, oh, spam DSC and your 8 bounties a week to level up, get the pinnacles that you've always done. First of all, that was a wasted opportunity to make VOG pinnacle content. And 2, it takes away completely the leveling aspects of preparing for a day 1 raid race.
I mean, I hope it drops within after the week, or maybe
I would certainly hope it's no longer than what DSC was, like a week and a half.
I would be willing to bet money that it will drop on the first or second Saturday.
I would hope
after the season comes out.
But with Bungie, man, anything's possible. That's the thing.
That is true, but I mean,
I hope it's a Friday. But it's
I tend to look at history when it comes to
right.
If I'm going to take a guess at what they're going to do, if I have zero other information, historically, every single raid has come out within 2 weeks of the season coming out. So I'm going to they've given me no reason to believe otherwise. I believe that Vault of Glass will follow the same trend.
That would make sense.
I hope that it's on June 19th, because I have that day free.
There you go. Go ahead and block it just in case.
I hope that it is a month and a half after the season comes out.
I have my wedding season. I film weddings, Mac. So like my season starts this weekend. I have a wedding every weekend for the next 7 weeks. So that would mean no world's first attempt, but whatever. FML.
It's okay.
It don't matter. I don't care.
You were going to get the album anyway.
I'm homeless.
Shut up. I didn't want to say.
What did he say?
He said you weren't going to get it anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible. That's terrible.
Haven't even tried one.
I have a question. This is we can all answer this, okay? Because this is something I've been wanting to ask our guests, especially ones that consistently play like Mac does. And so, Mac, you get off stream, but you still want to play Destiny. What's the one thing that you secretly enjoy in Destiny, but you don't want to admit it? I want all of us to answer this. Do you secretly like solo queuing Gambit, or what's that one thing that people would be like, why does he enjoy doing that? I would have to think of my answer as well too, but
I mean, I'm pretty transparent with what I like in the game, to be honest. My guilty pleasure is the thing that I love to do when I get off stream is play Apex or play League with friends.
So
I don't hide that. I don't hide that necessarily. I just, that's stuff that I don't want to do on stream, but I'm excited to do when I get off stream. As far as Destiny goes, I don't really hide anything from anyone in Destiny. I love pretty much all aspects of PvE. I love PvP until I play against a cheater or a 3-peaker, and I love Gambit if I run in a 4-stack. Otherwise, I hate it. And that's just...
There you go.
I'll tell that to anyone.
I just secretly like to patrol. Is that weird? You just go and just look at how beautiful the game is?
No, I do that all the time.
Especially on
0 times in my life.
Especially just with how beautiful Europa looks. I just go on Europa and just run around and kill shit.
Yeah, I do that on Cosmodrome. Late at night, I've got nothing to do. I'm just gonna traverse the Cosmodrome a little bit.
Just go and
look for random stuff.
Get a cool screenshot or something. I don't know.
I just look for stuff so I can keep finishing triumph scores.
Try hard.
I just get on and I'm like, what can I find today? I love that. Little small things. If it's I loved when there was ghosts that I didn't have yet, so I was just
the collectibles. Yes,
looking for collectibles. I remember exploring.
in D1 you had to go on like every Crucible match by yourself in a private match and go find the ghost that was on that
shells and stuff.
Yeah. That would be cool. That'd be cool.
That was the
What?
original.
Alright.
That was the
Go.
original scrims.
Yeah. Oh God, don't even start on scrims. Mac, you scrim?
No.
Damn it. That's all I do. Oh. That's the only fun thing in Destiny for me. We'll get Havoc and Mac in there one day. I scrimmed against Luke before. Lots of fun.
Yeah, I destroyed him because I'm so
He
good.
did. He did.
I actually have.
He actually 3-peaked. Crazy.
No, I don't. You know, I don't 3-peak. I don't know how to. Like,
Oh, gosh.
I'm
Don't even
so
know how.
innocent. I don't even think about it. Like,
Yeah, I don't even have a sword on.
I have a sword on too, and I'm not even doing it. I just like swords.
It's the way
'cause
it looks on me.
They're nice.
Oh gosh.
They do look
All right,
nice.
we have one last question from chat before
One
we
more question.
wrap it up because this is more of a personal question. They said, oh gosh, I think we'll scroll up a little bit here and see
Does it
what
have
it
to
was.
do with his banana nut bread?
Yeah, that was something that was interesting that they brought up. Are you gonna shave your mustache?
Hopefully.
No,
Hopefully,
you
okay.
can't. Dude, let me tell you
There you go,
something.
chat. You heard it here first.
You have really nice eyebrows.
Well, I wasn't talking about shaving my eyebrows. Was I?
I know. I've just been thinking it this whole
Take it
time.
just-
I'm just appreciating your eyebrows. All right, just take it, okay?
You like
He's a very observant person. Gosh,
He's like,
Do
I
you
hate this
moisturize?
Luke guy. Why did I do this, idiot?
you should have
Hope
heard
he
what he
doesn't
said
find
before the
me.
stream started. The conversation we had. Holy shit.
We should record that.
goodness.
Add it
That'd
in.
be good.
Extra content. If you're listening to the audio portion, we'll add that at the end. Just kidding.
Destiny nerds beforehand.
Yeah, right. I'm not editing that in.
Well, I think that's all I have. I don't know if Havoc or Luke have anything else they would like to ask
No,
or
just-
any other topics they want to talk about.
I just wanted to say thanks to Mac for taking time to sit here and chat and share your
We truly appreciate
information.
it.
Like it's awesome. Like you got stuff to do. You probably usually stream. Like I don't know what time you stream, but you were streaming earlier today, and I don't know if you ended early so you could do this. But whatever it is, we appreciate you being here. It was
of
cool to
course,
get.
it was super fun.
It was cool to get to know you, and now I want to add you on Steam and play together because I don't play a ton right now, but because I'm like in a weird situation. I'm not. This isn't where I
Luke
live.
possibly wants that clan invite. You know, he's waiting.
No,
Yeah,
Might
any
have-
update-
might have
any
hinted
update
at
on the
it.
clan invite?
no. I actually want to be your friend. I want to be everyone's friend. I might be living in an RV soon and trying to stream out of that, so we'll see what happens. But I'm just happy to meet you because you're cool. You're really nice.
Co-stream.
And I like your donut shirt.
Oh, thank you. This is definitely a fan favorite.
Awesome. Havoc,
Havoc?
anything?
Yeah, I don't think he mentioned it. So your clan name is Garrison.
Right.
How'd you guys come up with that name?
Well, originally it was actually Garrison 1.
Well, what's the name Garrison? Where did that originate from?
So I wanted it to be like Destiny related to some degree. So Twilight Garrison obviously was an exotic in Destiny 1. But yeah, in terms of kind of dual meaning, when you think of like a garrison, you think of like a garrison of like troops, right? Like an army to some degree.
Okay. All right.
And so when you say Garrison 1, you're thinking, the group of people that, you send them first. That's your most skilled, that's your most elite, that's the top of the top. That's
I like it.
best. So, you're like Garrison number
Hey, Luke,
1
do you like that name too?
is
Oh my gosh, it's a sweet name.
Any
yes.
ideas?
it's the best group, right? Eventually we renamed just to and so that's actually why our client tag is G1, even though
I was gonna say that must explain the G1 and how
right. Even though now our
commotion.
name is Garrison, we switched to Garrison because one name clans are just a little bit sweatier. It's
Right.
it looks a little bit cleaner.
Makes me shiver in my boots.
Right, you see it. Ooh,
Oh god.
it's a goal.
Trials.
Supposed to make you get a little antsy. But we wanted to. We've been around for about 4 years, even if this incarnation of the clan hasn't always been the case. We were G1 when we started. We changed our name from Garrison 1 to Garrison, but we want remember where we came from and remember how we built to get to this position. So that's why the clan tag remained G1. And then 6 months later, Gamers First was created, and we were fake G1, and it was just super fun. And I'm very happy that happened. It was great.
That sounds like a blast.
Just the hell that ensued.
That sounds horrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my
for
final
having to do that.
question.
What you got?
So my lady plays Destiny with me. Does your lady ever play Destiny with you?
Used to back in we did long distance in college.
Why did she stop?
I don't really know.
Let's have her answer that question. No, I'm kidding. Let's bring her on over and
bring
see
her
what she
on
has to say
over.
about it.
Get out of that league match.
Yeah, league. Come on, snore.
It's not much of an FPS person, I don't think.
Okay.
Hey, not everybody
Which
is.
It's okay, you know.
Hey,
You need to play.
as-
Let me say this. Just because
yes.
I just started playing this last night. My wife doesn't game very much. She likes The Sims and stuff, but we like to play games together when we can, like Overcooked and stuff. That game called It Takes Two that just came out. We just started playing that together last night, dude. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking fun.
I heard good things about it. I was thinking about taking a peek at that.
It's super fun. I think we're gonna stream it actually. She never gets to be on my stream with me, and I'd love to include her. And it'd be cool because usually when I'm not streaming, it's because I'm chilling with my wife because she's cool. But it's super fun, and even if you play by yourself, it's super fun. But I thought about that just now when you said your special lady friend.
Yeah, I had intentions to try it out. It's just it takes me a while to
You're
get
like
around to stuff.
instead you're like, let's do raid bosses with all hair appearance or whatever instead and put on YouTube.
Apparently it sounded fun to me at some point for whatever reason.
Awesome. Well, again, like we said, we appreciate you being on here, Mac. You're an awesome person, dude. And you deserve spotlight in this community, and I truly mean that when I say that. Is you're one of the people that a lot of obviously people look up to from looking in the chat and looking in your chat when you're streaming. It's good to see, man. I'm happy that I know you, and I'm glad that you agreed to be on here with us and spend the time with us. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Don't forget us.
I think this is something that we learned. I learned this from a previous podcast. I won't say what, but I would love to hear if you give thanks to anyone, what you're working on, have any projects coming up, where we can find you, what you're doing, anything. This is your time to tell people where we can find you. You have 2 minutes to self-promo.
No, you have 60 seconds. Just kidding.
Okay,
We have to play the Academy
5
Award
seconds.
music.
All right.
We'll play you off.
I want to
I'll
hear
turn
it all.
music up right now.
YouTube, anything. I want to hear it. What are you working on?
On the screen, my Twitch is under my name and my video camera, so obviously you can find me there. And
Go follow him right now.
I know I've seen, Mactics is not a super common name, so you type that into Twitter, YouTube, or anything like that, you'll obviously be able to find all my stuff. I have plenty of stuff coming up, just as any other content creator does, and I think those who are interested in what I've said tonight will probably go around to check that out. I'm not sure if talking about it in detail right now will change their minds. So, instead I just, I'd rather take the time to, everything that I've been able to do and everything that I've become is thanks to my community and my community alone. And that's a combination of anyone who I've ever met through my stream, anyone who I've ever played with, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, etc., and obviously my clan. So I'm always thankful to them. Everything is, dedicated to them, and everything is done in an effort to make them proud and to give them something to enjoy. Every YouTube video, every stream, every tweet, and so on and so forth. They've, given me the world, given me the ability to create a very incredible platform and incredible community that I enjoy hanging out with every day. And they've given me the opportunity to potentially in the future pursue a career in full-time content creation. So
is that the goal? Is to
yes,
11 a.m. to 9 p.m. streaming every day and making YouTube? Is that?
Well, I'd probably keep my schedule the same as far as going live, but not having to work a 40-hour a week day job,
right,
and do YouTube and stream and worry about social media, and being able to just do the latter three instead would definitely be much preferable. To, kind of open up my schedule to get a little bit more sleep, hang out with my girlfriend a little bit more, spend a little bit more time with the friends I've made in my stream and my clan, and obviously that's always the goal. And I'm definitely closer to that than I ever thought I would be. And whether I make it or not, it's all the things in the world of my community for even allowing me to be in a position where I can say maybe it'll happen.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna happen. I can feel it.
That's beautiful, dude. I've seen your rise to fame in the community, and it's one that's worth a documentary on.
I'll shoot it. I'll film it.
Say.
I'm filming it.
There you go. Yeah, we have Luke's the
I literally do that. I literally do that for a living.
Videographer.
I'm not a professional photographer, but thanks, Maddox, for being my best friend.
I'm not.
Ali is though.
Before you use your time, I'm not 100% sure people care about me that much yet.
They will though.
They will
grow a tiny bit more, and then
record that clip, someone, because that's gonna be the doc. Okay.
Flip it. Back in 2021,
no, I'm not even kidding.
Said he wasn't going to be.
Listen to this.
He was wrong.
Earlier,
little did he know.
Earlier, when you said something about world's first, like whenever we whenever we might get world's first on this next raid, like when you get world's first in this next raid, I am making a dope video about it. It's gonna be so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm taking that clip.
Absolutely. Awesome, bro. We appreciate you being here, man. Truly.
Yes.
Everyone that's shown up, anyone that's listening, we'll let Evic do his little outro.
Yeah. Outro us, baby.
Episode 17 is in the books, fellers. Very. I didn't know much about you, but I like it. We don't get many PvE guys here, so it's good to have. It's refreshing.
That is true.
So with that being said, again, episode 17 is in the books. Thank you everyone who is here live watching the show. Again, if you happen to miss the live viewing of this, we do upload this episode over to our YouTube. Just do a simple search of The Destiny Nerds. We're there, I promise. If you'd like to listen to podcasts on the go, which I know some people do, we do upload it there through Anchor. And, it pops up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Music, etc., all that fun stuff. I tend to tweet out the links to both the video and audio once they are both live. So I usually tag our guest in. So be on the lookout for that, Mr. Mac. But yeah, with that being said, guys, again, thank you for everyone who came on, and we'll see you next week, same time, same channel,
same time, same place.
Peace
we love
out,
you.
guys.
Have a nice night. Next week we got a great guest, and I'm not telling you who it is until next week. So we'll see you guys then. Bye.